It's important to keep in mind that the Pantheon in Rome was part of a complex in antiquity, as most temples were, temples that were in sanctuaries, temples that were in fora. We've seen that in the course of the semester, that they usually did not stand in isolation, but were part of architectural complexes. We see that here. This model is very helpful in that regard, because it shows us that there was a rectangular forecourt, that forecourt had covered colonnades on either side, that there was some sort of entranceway here, possibly an arch, possibly an altar also to all the gods in front of the temple, and then the temple itself, the Pantheon itself. Now, this model is also very useful in the sense that it gives you an idea of what you actually would have seen if you had walked into this complex, into this open rectangular space, and walked toward the Pantheon. What would you actually have seen? Well, all that you would have actually seen was the porch, which had an attic behind it, which screened the cylindrical drum and the dome from the viewer. So if you were standing here, all you would have seen was this porch. Now, this porch is very traditional. It looks like other Roman temples, the fronts and facades of Roman temples that we've looked at before. It looks like other Greek temples because what you would have seen was the pediment, columns supporting that pediment. It was a typical Roman temple from the front, deep porch, freestanding columns in that porch, single staircase, facade orientation, very different from the Temple of Venus and Roma, much more Roman looking. And then and then a high podium, which we already mentioned, the Temple of Venus in Roma did not have. That's what you would have seen as you were standing in front of it. You would have thought, well, this is very much in keeping with other Roman temples. But of course, there was a surprise when one walked through the doors, and that is the very essence of Hadrianic architecture, the surprise that one gets when one actually goes from the outside of a building into the inside of a building.